I'm sick of working. 1 second. I gotta close the closet behind me. That's not pretty. It's another reason I'm sick of working. I want to work on this room, make it a lot nicer. My equipment setup's really good, but the aesthetic is just not there yet. Um, yeah, sick of working. And you would think, let's go take a break, right? Let's go chill out. But that's what I've been doing all week is clocking out and then checking out and not doing anything, but playing way too much Zelda. Like that's doing me any good. Um, and so when I'm sick of working, what do I like to do? Well, I kind of want to improve my systems. Because if I improve my systems, the next day of work, which I'm not looking forward to right now, the next day of work might be really fun if everything moves a little faster. Um, and that's my thought. So here I am. I'm done with the work for the day. I could just go check out. Instead, I think I'm just going to make everything go faster somehow. And this is impromptu. I have no outline. I got to stop saying I owe everybody a beer every time I say And I've been encouraged to share process without editing. I've had a lot of people tell me that they just want to see the entire process, and it's not pretty. I don't write outlines. I have to grind for a long time to get into like a higher headspace where everything just starts making sense. But the road to that point is really challenging. I get distracted easily. And I don't know how I come up with the systems I come up with. I do think they're great systems. I've been told they're good systems. And so I keep doing what I'm doing and I stick with this process, but it's not a pretty process. So could be that we just run into a bunch of roadblocks and totally fail. Um, the thing I know that I probably can have some success with is improving my library system. The thing that I know that I could fail very easily at is improving my layout label system. So we might start with the one that I don't fail at so quickly, so I'm not just yelling at the camera. We'll see how that goes. So for those of you that are watching, this isn't an outline structured feed. This is going to be, it could be hours. I don't know. We'll see how this ends up. I have an idea, just a small idea in my head on how to improve my library system. And I think I can kind of run with that and just check real quick to see if it fails and go from there. Because if everything I try fails, I'm just going to be going and playing more Zelda. So, and call it a night and drink some wine. And then real quick, shout out to Chief Architect. I haven't done many videos. I've been kind of pulling away from having my YouTube channels so tightly associated with Chief Architect and trying to expand and get a broader audience. But truth be told, that's really what got me any followers in the first place. And I just won one of their design contests. And I appreciate those design contests. I don't know how valid they are that maybe I've got more name exposure, so maybe I get more likes just based on that, and people are being nice to me, and that's why I win. It's not like a panel of judges that gets you the win, but they do send you a care package, and it's a cool care package. You get a little. Oh, this is. I've never had one of these. I've never graduated anything, so this is. Someone tell me the name. I can't think of it. They give me a VR thing, which, my VR headset's $1,500, so this is fun. Might just give it to someone, who knows. Notepad, and I don't think I even have any pencils in the house, because I'm all digital everything. So that's cool. I've had a bunch of these Chief Architect mouse pads, and I actually really like them. All my hotkeys are different, so this doesn't help me, but I still like the mouse pad. They give you the water bottle, which I'm always happy about. I have their Yeti coffee mug, which is really good. And then um, this is a favorite. I've been playing a bunch of card games. So if you're going to meet me in August, September in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho at headquarters, I'll teach you Vietnamese cards, national card game of Vietnam, I've been told. And we'll be using the Chief Architect deck. And then you get a personal note, and that's actually what really made me smile the most. So I know who it's from. It's from Danielle over at Chief Architect. She's been awesome with me for my entire career with them. So that's cool. That one's going to be a keeper. So let's get into this. Try to get into this, and I think maybe my attitude will kick off after we maybe have some success. So let's hope for that. So here's what I'm thinking. Tags are stackable. And so I want to be able to find things faster by combining tags. It's not that, incredible of an idea. I'm sure anyone could come up with it. That's a pretty simple and straightforward one, but it's the system that you've got to come up with that would make this make sense. And so, because I already have products out there, it's easy to start with those. How do I find my own products really quickly? Because believe it or not, I use my stuff probably more than you use my stuff if you've bought my stuff. So, um, and I want to be able to get to it very quickly. Now, I know I can type in RD Painter, and that's going to get me to a few things that are style palettes. And there you go. There's a list of style palettes right there that have that search attribute. But I think it's cooler to have the tag system put into place, and maybe have tags at the top of the screen. I don't know. And shrink this down a little bit, and maybe get rid of all my existing tags and start over with this new system. I don't know a quick way of getting rid of all tags. That sounds challenging, but so here's what I'm thinking. I've got now RD Painter got applied to some things that aren't really painters. So let's add in here that we're looking for style palette. Type style palette. Okay, so that gets me there. So here's what I want to start with. I'm going to start just by tagging all of these as painter. Manage tags, new tag, painter. I'm calling it painter because it's easier than calling it style palette, but I guess either or. It's just my internal name for it. So I'm going to call it painter. All right, so we've got painter applied. Now I know that actually doesn't pick up my shelf system, which also has painter tools, and my closet system. So now let's find those two systems. So let's close out the filters, and then I know that I've already tagged my shelf system, and I've actually already tagged shelf painter. So let's uncheck shelf system. Here's my shelf painter. So now let's grab these, and I don't think I want to call them shelf painters anymore. So I'm going to undo this tag, and I'm going to apply painter. Okay. And so now here's the stacked thought, right? Is that when we click on painter, and this is what's going to take a little bit of time. Here's my two shelves. I want to be able to add a tag to these that are shelves. So yeah, I think I do. And we already have shelves. Style palette, common tags for items. Okay. That's interesting. Shows you common tags. Okay, so now let's try this. When I click on painter, and then I click on shelves, there you go. gets me my shelf painters. If I uncheck painter, it gets me all my shelves. Okay, that works, except for now the painters are included with my individual shelves. And how do you filter this part down? So maybe shelves should be shelf system. I don't know. We'll have to keep thinking through that part. So here's the next part is I think that what do we organize things by? When we're searching for something, are we looking for color? Are we looking for type? So I'm going to work through something. I'm working through a kitchen. I'm looking for appliances and I'm looking for a finish color, right? So maybe chrome is a filter, but you can paint anything. So maybe we want colors as a separate filter. Okay. How else would we narrow down results? I'm looking for appliances and then I'm looking for ranges. Maybe I want to click on appliances to get the full list, and maybe I want to click on kitchen to get kitchen appliances. So maybe it's large appliances is a filter. So how do we start? Let me see if I can just locate my appliances then. Shop items, full kitchen suite, appliances. And I actually don't have many in here. Oh yeah, I do. I'm not showing my subfolders. There we go. And I would think that everything in here is a large appliance. And we're going to call microwaves large appliance and warming drawers, apparently. So let's just Control A, select all. And then large appliances. Now we're going to have to rename this stuff so that it's kind of grouped in the way that we want, because the only sort order is alphabetical. Tag name large appliances. Yes. Okay, so now that's all large appliances, but specifically it's kitchens, right? So I think everything that's in my kitchen suite should be tagged with kitchens so that you can quickly narrow down to those results, right? Yeah, and it's a lot of items. So again, Control All and tags in kitchens. Now, there's no way I'm going to finish whatever system I come up with, but we might be able to just build the structure for it, right? So manage tags and then just kitchens. Okay. So clear filter. Let's uncheck the search online because that's probably going to slow some things down. I do agree that the library browser seems way slower than previous versions. I know it's been said a bunch of times. I am also dealing with huge poly counts in some of my stuff, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But I run into this slowdown every once in a while. And this might be crashing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I hit Control A, which is select all. So, oops. Oops, oops, oops. Dead. Dead. Oh, no, there it goes. What's going on? It's doing something. I used to run my library from a RAM disk. And that actually worked really well. Okay, so now I click on kitchens, pops up. Right. That's everything in kitchens. If we click on, where's our appliances? I don't see appliances. Large appliances. That gets us large appliances. Okay. Uncheck large appliances. Go to painters. That gets us just the kitchen painters. Now we want just the shelf painters, no kitchen painters. Yeah. All right. So I like this. This is better. Appliances, dishwasher. Now do you go through and, you know, go by type? Like that can get really busy in the tag list very quickly, right? Like I know that I have in here just kitchen microwaves. But I think what's good enough is, do we get to large appliances and then search microwaves? Or do you want that one more filter where it's all these individual pieces? Because the tags will just stack up really quickly. But does it matter if tags is taking up more screen real estate if you know that you're getting to what you want so fast that you don't need to browse through anything? That's kind of the next one. It's a good question. Okay. So what else do I have in here? Cabinet doors, something I run into all the time. So I feel like kitchens is already, it's already tagged kitchens. So now I should be able to create the tag doors and have that stack, right? So if we select all these doors, doors, okay. And for argument's sake, let's go type. I'm gonna go type colon doors. So these are all the doors, and then user catalog specific. These are all my specific doors. So let's tag these doors. I say doors one more time. So now when we are just clicking unfiltered doors and unfiltered catalogs, and let's try this. So we get doors, and this is going to give us cabinet doors and entry doors and exterior doors. So we know that we can filter down by kitchens and get cabinet doors. Cool. I like it. All right. Which means that we need to be able to filter down what? So interior and exterior seems like a pretty prudent thing. And that would even apply to fixtures. So I like that. Interior and exterior. So let's add some tags. Interior and exterior. We know that all the tags that are white are my new system. So that's good. Now creating our own little filter from all that white stuff. That'll make it easier to rename. So let's get back into doors, and then I don't want cabinet doors. So we can do type doors. And now, what is this? These are all exterior doors. Some of these are door panels for garage doors. What is this? Surface. Let's change the preview. Surface door slab. Huh. Okay. We're just going to, argument's sake, call all these exterior doors. Manage tags. Exterior. Okay, now let's go back. And keep in mind, when you build your own system out, if you export your library, if you've got an office and you've got one person tasked with building a comprehensive system, when you export your library, the tags come with it now. That's in the latest version of X15. So that's good to know. So this work isn't just lost. I can distribute it, right? So click on doors, and I want exterior doors. Sweet. Okay, uncheck exterior doors. I want cabinet doors. Kitchen. Bam. Okay. So maybe on top of cabinet, kitchen doors, we also call these cabinet because I feel like cabinets will apply to other things, like everything that's built out of a cabinet. So let's manage tag cabinet. And now let's go type cabinet. Let's go type cabinet, and we can do cabinet doors. So we'll do cabinets as well. So this gives me everything that I've built out of cabinet, which is a lot of stuff. And let's limit to the user catalog. Okay. There we go. And then I also want type cabinet door. Did I already do that? I can't remember now. Did we also call all of this cabinet doors? Some of it is cabinets. Okay. Okay. So I should be able to today. It's moving slow. I think I'm going to stop this part because I feel like the system works. So I can just grind on this at some point. I do have, consideration for my audience that you guys might be bored to tears of this once we've done it, 10 different ways. And then it's just me plugging in the hours. And that's really, anytime you buy my stuff, that's what you're paying for. I'm putting in hours and hours and hours on this stuff to make it polished and a comprehensive system that works across not just my system, but as soon as I get off camera, I got to consider, does this work for someone else's system as well? Right? That's the big question. Can someone else adopt this? Can someone else jump in half stream, halfway, and utilize the system and integrate their own stuff into the system and be very happy with it? So, all right, so I should be able to click cabinets now. It gets me 500 cabinets, and then I should be able to click doors. Gets me cabinet doors. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. Cabinets. Okay, so uncheck cabinets and click on, does shelf give me something? Yeah, it does. Look at that. That got me to just my shelves and not the painters. Uncheck cabinets and click on painter, and that gets me just the painter tools. Awesome. Great system. Where do we run into problems? That's the next question. And how much more do we want to refine? And I think I want to get rid of all my old tag system. Got a first comment. Hello, Mr. Ball. LLM. LLM. What's an LLM stand for? Learning language model? Learning language model. Is that what it is? I'm guessing. Yeah. How do people search? I don't think I care. I don't think I care how other people search. I tend to think that what people are doing right now isn't the best way. So I'm trying to improve on it. Large language model. I wasn't that far off. Yeah, I don't know why I stick with my gut on this stuff. Like I really want to stick to what. Yeah. All right. You got my humor. Yeah. I think I have a better system in mind. I think whatever anyone's doing right now is not a great system because I haven't seen a system built out for this yet. So, and why not? Yeah. So I do feel like I want to get rid of all my old tags. Oh, what's the fastest way to doing that? I guess you have to click on the tag and then just. So details is a good tag, but it needs to be renamed. Definitely going to be looking for details. I asked Chief, I put in a suggestion that maybe we can shift select and it will replace the last tag with the tag we're clicking if we shift select it. So instead of adding the tag, stacking the tag, it's replacing the tag because it is kind of a pain to go up there, uncheck it, and then come back down, click your tag, go up there, uncheck it. Fills is good. I think materials has to be a big one. And then I think type of materials is going to be a big thing. But then type of material names it would be great if we could name it something where it can apply to something better than just materials. So like an example, tile materials. Well, you're never going to search for tile anything else. It's going to be tile materials. So instead of tile materials, it's going to be materials and bath or materials and kitchen, and that come up with tile. But then you do want specifically tile. So maybe that one makes a pass, right? That's the challenge because you want to have a system that works really well without having so many tags. The fewer tags we can make this system and still get to your result, the better it's going to be, right? It's going to be, you're not going to have glazed over eyes looking at a bunch of tags if you can stack in a way that gets you there really quickly. So materials is definitely one. And I mean, I guess you just don't do the sub test. And I guess then you just click on materials and then type tile and that gets you there. I think that does get you there. I do like the clicking of the tabs method. So, all right, I'm going to change gears. I'm going to think about this one a little bit and I'm going to wait for maybe any comments over the next couple of days to come back on this one. I'm hoping people watch this, come back. I like where this is starting though. I might work on it a little bit later. So now what do I have next? Let me shut down everything I've got here. Yeah, sure. Don't save untitled. Don't save untitled. Save that. And save that. Sure. Yeah. This is like the easiest way for me to close all tabs. Isn't that funny? Isn't that goofy? And just reboot it. What? Why is it telling me something's unsaved? Fire it up. Let's go. That's weird. It's bringing up what I just saved as an unsaved thing. Oh, okay. So this was me messing with my layout template, which been working really hard to try to improve, and it's not easy. So a couple blaring issues is I wanted to be able to have a graphical wash, a color wash, because, well, namely because I get business from counties and municipalities that like my plan sets. And so it's of my benefit to make them look graphically more impressive. And so I like this wash that I have on the back side of this, of all this details. It's not so distracting that you can't read. I don't plan on issuing this as a print set. This is specifically a PDF digital copy only. for digital submittals. And I think I want to create several different washes where you can use it to tie into um, a pretty cover page. And so because of that, we need to fix a couple things. One is we need to turn all images into PNGs. So my rabbit design logo needs to have transparency behind it. Although this is, a template for distribution, it is also from a, I sell this template. So other people need to be able to utilize it too. But it's for me specifically, so I want to fix this. So I do have a PNG here, and we can just copy this, take it to page 0, get rid of this, and then oh, and look at this. I forgot I did this. This is clever. I hid a I hid a link. So when you print this to PDF, if you hover over the logo, that's why I did it that way. When you hover over the logo, you could click on it and it would take you to my site. Kind of clever, but now we're getting rid of it. Oops. Who comes up with these ideas? Sometimes you come up with ideas and what? You forget you even did them and how to even utilize them. I didn't even realize that was there. Funny. I kind of like it though. But I prefer this. I prefer that I've got my wash here. I like the look of it. So part of updating the layout is that I have to continuously update my plan file. It goes hand in hand. You run into issues on layout that are coming and stemming from your plan file, so you have to go update them. So I needed to do some stuff with get my abbreviations fixed, some things fixed, and get this back into plan view and bring it into here. Done a lot of work on the pro plan, and there's even been more work since the last time I put out an update, which was a big update. So that's kind of cool. Again, this is text coming from the pro plan, and it's got white behind it. So we have to go open this up and make sure that this doesn't have any fill. We don't want any fill, so no, which means that we're going to end up saving this, and because we're saving it, we need to add that add that to the changelog. And the newest changelog, the old changelog got so big that it was causing slowdowns. So I screenshotted the old changelog, and now this is the new changelog schedule. So pop this in place, and we're going to add that we just removed fill from project info. Text. Diligent, tedious work to keep a change log. It really is, but it's helpful. So I've already got some big ones on this version. Window and door inside jam was not lining up. This was complicated to figure out because Chief still is not giving us everything we need to make windows and doors be truly successful into industry standards. In terms of their alignment, in terms of the way we call them out, in terms of their head height, in terms of their header height. Something always has to be sacrificed, unfortunately. And in this case, it was the actual window height in terms of if you were to dimension the window, it's going to dimension to a weird height. But what that did give me, since I don't dimension the height of my windows, I report a header height. What it did, and I say align windows to the top of doors in most cases, what it did give me is alignment of the window and door and alignment of the header. So that if I go in here, plan view, working plan view, let's open it up. And I got to make sure anything I do here, you got to delete because this is my temp. I'm working directly in my template right now, which is not something I, would recommend anyone doing. So we place a window, we place a door. I also removed the indication that this is an existing window. I had too many new construction people behind my stuff. So now it's an inverse process. You change Windows energy value after the fact, and it will automatically relabel it as existing if the energy values are outside of the allowed values. So now that we've got this, let's build. I'm not going to show any of these layers. And then let's look at the wall detail. And now I have for an 8-foot. Oh, and I changed the plate height because I had it wrong. And so now for an 8-foot plate height, I've got an technically a 82.5, I think 82.5 header height with a 4x12. And this lines up and it's just stacked right underneath the plates. This is how we used to do it. It didn't matter about cost. It was efficiency. It was faster. So it ended up costing less, but I don't know. Maybe people do it different. If you're on a 9-foot plate height, that doesn't make any sense, but you might still slam your header and then cripple down. Who knows? Okay. So I'm going to undo this stuff so that we are just backed up. So I don't have any weird framing left over. Okay. Let's get back to layout. Okay, so that's better. So we got this wash kind of shows up behind there. If you want the wash, it's easy to get rid of. It's only on this page. Next thing was the sheet label system was really complicated to add an additional sheet. Now I tried to make it so that this was automated, and it's extremely, extremely complex because we don't have any real usable data from this page that gives a unique identifier that we can call from a macro. And why is that important? Because I want to take this, which is driving a macro that drives the name of this page, and link it to whatever I want here and have it change the name right here. You see that? Just change the name. Details continued. If we look at this, details continued, right? So that drives the name. But the macro was complex, and if you wanted to add a page, you had to go build off of my system and pretty much duplicate what I had already did, and it was a big pain in the butt. You still have to do that. I just made the macro a lot less complex so that it's easier to copy, because I finally hit a roadblock that I just can't get past. So the macro itself is actually really not complex at all anymore. You can just copy this and change this little P1 into P whatever page you're on, and then add that into your sheet label, and you've got additional sheets that you can use forever and ever in your template. But it's not very fast. That's for if you want to update your template. On the fly, if you want to insert a sheet, you should just insert a sheet and set your own page label and set your own page number. That's really simple, and it's faster than trying to integrate into the system. But I try to make it easier for people to integrate into the system if they know that they have a certain number of pages that they need. If someone out there is a macro just genius, if you can figure out a way to give us the global value for the page and have that report to an enumerating macro that looks to that page number, looks for any available macros within an index of possible macros, meaning P1 through P100, see what's available, and then apply that, and then write a little text that says, hey, P12 is available, throw that in your sheet label. That's what I was trying to do. Spent hours figuring it out, and I just kept running into problems. So that's where I was at. If you followed any of that, great. If you didn't, sorry. There is some complex stuff that I utilize that, and it has to be bulletproof, and it has to be end user proof, and you have to be able to mess with it and all that stuff. The next thing that I'm working on, and I've got to figure out if it works beautifully now or not, is that when you send any layout box to layout, it's all just using one label. Actually, it's two labels, technically. It's two labels. Let's just open this up and see what it is. So we're going to open this up, and we're using label. We're using a call out for a label. And I know it doesn't look like we are because we don't see a call out, right? And that's because I have nothing in the call out section here. And the line style is a blank line style. So it's there. It just It just doesn't show. And that's meant to be easy to use, so that when you do need a call out, you just click on this and you've got a call out. And it could be whatever you want. So the next part is that this is text above lines grabs box label and text below lines grabs scale. And so what is that doing? Well, it's different than box scale. If you've ever used box scale in layout, box scale gives you the scale of the layout box, no matter what. My scale gives you the scale of the layout box if it's something that should show scale. If it's something that shouldn't show scale, it gives you blank character space. Okay. Which is an important designation. So what does that mean? If you are, and more specifically, if you know me, I draw for people nationally. And because I do that, I have all my details on a quick switch system because every region's got different details they require. And because of that, and this is something a lot of people don't like, I don't draw my details to scale. They need to be ambiguous because it's more efficient to give you a ambiguous drawing that has very specific language stating what that drawing is. I've never had a plan checker come back to me and tell me that my drawing's not to scale. My details aren't to scale, so it doesn't matter. That's just my take on it. I've got some, hard opinions on that from other people. But so I draw ambiguously because it's more efficient. I don't need 50 details for one specific detail because it has different wall sizes. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I draw with no scale. So now layout looks for, is there a precursor name in the ProPlans project browser that states that it's a detail? So under CAD details, we have a prefix here that says detail space dash space, etc. So these two macros look for that prefix, and they also look for that space hyphen space. If it sees the space hyphen space, it's going to delete everything before that, and then it's just going to give us the name beyond it. But the box scale looks for the prefix. If the box scale sees the prefix detail, it's now going to report no scale. If the box scale sees a schedule, it now is going to report blank blank character space. If it sees that it's a plan, it's now going to report its actual box scale. So it's doing the work of a bunch of different macros put together. And let's just look at what I've got here. So from David B. Look at this. Nobody uses calipers and scales up drawings anymore. It's true. And I'll tell you that the people that have the biggest problem with my details are the old school drafters, and I'm not mad at them. They're not mad at me. We can do our own thing and be happy. So so now let's look at the box label. And so this is what it's doing, a bunch of stuff. And I'll be honest, I've learned macros through using ChatGPT and training it specifically in Chief's macro system, because it won't write you a macro that's correct for Chief. You have to tell it all the nuances of how Chief works, including how we've got publishers, and objects are publishers, and publishers publish data, and the data is already assumed as soon as we call that macro. So if we say type, ChatGPT needs to know that there's already data associated with type, and all we're doing is grabbing that data. And then you need to tell ChatGPT that that data is a string, or it's a float, or it's an integer, or it's a measurement. What the hell is a measurement? There is no measurement class in Ruby. Well, it's specific to Chief. So you got to train ChatGPT and all that stuff in order to get a correct macro out of it. But once you train your model in ChatGPT to write you Ruby scripting, you can get some really advanced stuff. So this is how this was built. So it's defining a method. Ordinalize is what it's called. It gave it that name and I liked it, so I stuck with it. I usually change the names to something that makes sense to me. And then it's returning a number. And so what it's looking for specifically is, what it's doing specifically is that if ordinalize sees a number, it's going to add a pluralization to it. I shouldn't drink beer and stream live because I'm just swallowing air. Okay, so what it's doing now, and let's just zoom in on this so we can even see, is when OrderAnalyze sees a number and the number is 1, we're going to add ST to it, number and ST first. And it sees 2, it's going to be second. 3, it's going to be third. 4, it's going to be fourth, right? And so on and so forth. So now we're looking for, Chief gave this to us in X15. We're looking for the floor number, right? So it's important to note that my Pro Plan template, and I'm telling you this, and even if you don't have my template, you can build this system. So I'm giving away some big secrets right now. My Pro Plan template, certain saved plan views don't say what floor it's on. And that's for a very specific reason. It's because I don't need to have a saved plan view for floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, like we used to. I need to only have a saved plan view for floor plan. And then we'll look for what number floor we're on when we're sending that view. And I'll show you what I mean very quickly. So here's first story floor plan. Well, I don't have a second story floor plan, so this doesn't really work. But when we go and open this up to see what it's linked to, we're going to see that it is linked to a view name called floor plan. And that's a saved plan view. Perfect. But we have the option to switching what floor it's referencing. So it doesn't matter how many floors you have in your project, you can use this. It doesn't affect anything negatively. Everything shows the way you want it to show on every floor. All we're doing is changing the reference that's linked, right? So it's very easy for me to copy this, paste hold on the next page, have it in alignment, and change the reference to second floor. So what happens when you get a second floor? Well, this label system is looking for what floor number it's on. Let's go look at this again. Where is it? There we go. So to zoom in on this, so it's looking for floor number, and it's looking for if the layout box responds to automatic label, or if the automatic label is nil, right? So it's having some conditions here, which is important. And this is just for writing a better script. But all these all cap sections, I train ChatGPT to add all cap notes to explain what every section is, so that if you need to edit this, hopefully it's describing the condition well enough that you can talk to someone that knows what they're doing with Ruby, or figure it out yourself, right? So now we're looking at new layout label, extracting text after that hyphen, right? So this is that condition where it might be we're sending CAD details, and I'm organizing CAD details in lieu of having a folder system in CAD details. We're organizing it by a prefix. It's the only way that we can stack them together and organize them. Now, I know that's been challenging for a lot of people because that comes up with a label that doesn't really make sense. Well, this is making sense of that label. I'm removing everything prior to the label that I actually want. So it's looking for that case where when that plan name, that automatic label from that layout box, see if you're following with me, we sent a view to layout, doesn't matter what view it is, it has an automatic label that it's reporting. If that automatic label includes character space, hyphen character space, then we're going to take everything, we're going to partition it, is what I'm using specifically. We're going to partition that section, which means that now we have 3 sections, 0, 1, and 2. 0 is the prefix, 1 is that space, hyphen space, and 2 is my suffix, the actual name that I want. So we're creating a partition, and then we're indexing and calling number 2, which is that last part. Okay. So the next part of this makes it even more complex. And this is why this layout works specifically well with my plan template, is that if my plan name includes schedule, if it includes scale, why would it include scale? I'll tell you why. I have a CAD detail that is just a scale. It's meant to send to layout, and then you change the layout box scale, and now you have a scale that works on every page, regardless of what the page scale is. Regardless of anything else, you have a scale that is scalable because it's coming from a CAD detail that's sent at a specific scale that you can change. So and that's in a CAD detail called scale. So if the automatic label includes schedule, scale, plot, plat, roof, foundation, cross, section, elevation, then the new layout label is assigned a plan name. What does that mean? Well, it's going to take, and it doesn't matter what case it is. I didn't want it to be case sensitive, right? So it's going to look at all the automatic labels. It's going to down case what your labels are and look if it includes that particular text. Okay. If it does, then all we're reporting, if it includes any of that stuff, then all we're reporting is the plan name, which means all we're reporting is the automatic label. So if your CAD details name scale, it's just going to report the label scale. If your CAD details name something, 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 something cross section, so if it includes cross section or includes cross or section or elevation, it's just going to leave that label intact. So if you named your wall elevation, left elevation or south elevation or plan north elevation or plan north or cross section or anything like that, it's just going to leave that alone, pass it right through to the label. Next, if the floor number is 0, then when floor number is 0, then we're going to leave just the plan name. I'm assuming that whatever you've got on plan 0 is going to remain whatever you named it in your saved plan view, be it foundation plan or be it floor framing plan. And then let's see, if the floor number is nil, meaning it's not reporting any value, or the floor number equals nothing, or whatever, then we've got an error. Or if the plan name is nil, meaning the automatic label is nothing, then we got a problem, and it's going to say, hey, you did something wrong. And I don't know how you'd even get there. And then now at the end, we're appending the ordinalize method to floor number. We're going to ordinal. Boy, that's tough. We're going to apply I can't do it. Ordinalize to floor number, the reported floor number. We're going to add that. I guess you'd call it a suffix too, right? First, second, third, fourth. So third, fourth, and then add story, because that's easier than floor. Add story, and then the plan name. There we go. So that's the full breakdown of what this new layout label is that I've been working on I've honestly been working on it for a while. It's been probably a couple months. So this is appropriately reporting first story. Now, if I change this, or change the link, let's just change the link real quick. And we'll change the link to foundation plan. You see here, it doesn't add first story to this. It's foundation plan. There it is. So it's doing what it should be doing. It'll add that. Let's see. Oh, and look at this. This is when you switch from that to this, it's going to remember that we're on the foundation level. So you do need to make sure that you're on that first story. And there's that first story immediately comes up. So let's see where else this is applying itself to. And actually, let's go over what's happening with scale. So let's all right, perfect example. Right elevation. Let's look at what this is utilizing. Hopefully I got this updated. So let's look at the label. It's using a call out. It is using RAB's box label, and it's using RAB scale. So it's reporting scale. It's reporting that label. You can see it's passing that through without putting any kind of first story, second story, whatever else. Okay. Next part is that this is using a call out. And what's it using a call out from? Referenced view call out label. Referenced view call out label. So whatever we set this label to be, that's what it's using. So the automatic label is essentially what it's doing. And then because this is linked to that, it's showing up. And so we have circle checked, and then under line style, it's just defaulted. So then it's that that's showing up. If this were a blank line style and we had nothing in that call out section, then it'd be invisible like the other one. So it's very easy to add a call out to these because it's already set up for it. Okay. Let's see. We got a couple comments. This is Ken, the design guy. Is ChatGPT macro available for everyone? I will say that I don't really have I called it a model for lack of a better word. And honestly, I need to learn the terminology better because I'm being invited to speak about AI, and I may be a decent or good practitioner, but I don't know what I'm talking about. uh, so all I'm saying when I've created models, I have created a text prompt that gets me a pretty accurate starting point for training ChatGPT. But now it's just that I know what to tell ChatGPT because I've been doing enough hours of it that I know how to train it when it does something incorrect. And I am at least twice as proficient as macros since I started with ChatGPT than before. And that's a very quick turnaround, and that's a very quick doubling of my knowledge. So just using it has made me understand the approach that it's taking, and then I'm able to fix things that I know are wrong along the way. And I think eventually I'll share that in videos, but I don't know. And then program crazy man, say a word, work in progress. Yeah. I slur a lot, okay? All right, so next, what do I want to see next? I want to see, so now this is back to, I leave in here an example of the stack details. And speaking of which, this idea was born from Ken, the design guy. This guy right here was the one that introduced me to this idea. Although Dan Bowman swears that he came up with this 20 something years ago. So I don't doubt him for it. But man, do I love this system, and I can't wait to build it out further because it works so well for sections. And I have to do a section for a project right now. And depending on what that section is, I might add a couple more stackable details to be applicable to that section that I need to build out for a project. But man, do I love this. It just makes so much sense, and it's so automated, and it works so well. I've never gotten a detail this fast by just, flipping a couple link switches and then changing out the stack. Like, that's just crazy. So I just need a bigger inventory. And then before you know it, that's a system on it in and of itself. So hopefully I have a bigger inventory for X16 launch, because I give everybody a full version cycle before I'm going to make them upgrade to a new template system. So this is everybody that bought during X14. This is the end of their version cycle. So for X16, I'm hoping to have a full library of stackable details. And then this is just showing how all these details can quickly be changed out in place just by relinking, because they're in the same coordinate spot on the grid. So you just relink. And now that my plan system utilizes that new note schedule to order the note number. So let's just do this real quick. Check out how cool my the plan is now. So if we click on this takes us to this, etc. That's not too interesting. What's interesting is, let's go to project browser and let's get into our detail schedule. And so let's tile this so that we can see that in our layout. And so that we know that the brace wall plan WWS to foundation actually we want this to be detail 1 on this sheet. There we go. It just changed to detail 1, right? And then the next one, whatever this is, concrete staircase, is detail 5. That's right here. We want that to be detail 2. So very quickly, you can organize your detail number system on the page. Um, and that's rad. Just until they give us call out schedules, that's the system I came up with, and I think it actually works really well. So I'm happy with it. And now I got to go backwards some because I liked that these were alphabetical order before. Now they're not. I think I can. We can already order this, can't we? We can. So automatically sort by text, ascending, descending, descending, ascending, descending. Dang it. Cool. Gets it right back in order. Very cool. And then this is a funny comment. My YouTube suggested this, but good luck, bro. Well, let me know what you actually are interested in watching, and maybe we'll sidetrack to that, man. Are you in the architectural realm? Are you in rendering? Are you in twin motion? Are you in any number of other things? Let me know, because I'll do a little offshoot shoot just to entertain you. I'm down. Okay. So again, this is that label macro, and it's looking for what this is, and then it's appropriately putting no scale. That's perfect. That's working exactly like I want it to. The next thing that it should be doing, oh no, I just hit update all views. That's going to take forever. Damn it. Oh, it didn't take too long. Maybe. No, it's going to take forever. It's too bad. This is your chance, Mohammed, if I'm saying it right. This is your chance to tell me what you want me to talk about. I could have gotten into some more AI junk right there. So I love something that's an X15 that I'm utilizing in layout now. That is, if we link this, as we introduce a new plan and associate a new plan with this, it now gives us the option. I don't want to do this. I want to copy this, and then we'll just push this forward a couple pages. It gives us the option. Let's go. We want to go to an actual project. This might screw me up. Might not be a good idea, but let's just do it anyways. Oh, I skipped the part that I meant to even talk about. What do you got? Warning. What's the warning? Come on, Chief. Do it. Oh, yeah, it's not in the same directory. Let's go undo that real quick. That project is interior only. That's why it looked like that. I didn't care about the exterior. Keep layout box contents position when relinking. This is a very important thing to note, and it's an awesome feature for templating. What this does when you're checked is we're going to be in the same coordinate place of the original layout box view. Whatever you had originally sent to your template layouts layout box view, that's going to be the same coordinates when you link to a new view. Why is that important? Well, sometimes you want that checked. When is that important? Specifically for changing out details. We want it to be in the same coordinate space because we drew all details in the same spot on the sheet. When do we want it unchecked? We want it unchecked when you want this to automatically center on your new project's elevation. Okay. So when you uncheck this and then we press OK, it's going to automatically place how it would, except for I didn't link it to what I was supposed to be linking to. Let's link it to that open plan. You could probably stay out of the zoom here real quick. Zoom out. There we go. Uncheck keep layout box contents. Now it happens to be that I draw houses in the same spot every time, but sometimes I'm getting projects from other people that I don't. Jeez, stop drinking. That I don't. They didn't draw in the same drawing space that I did. Right. So this is automatically going to reposition that view. And this isn't in there. I don't think this is in their update notes or anything. I just found it one day. Are you referring to what I'm talking about right now? Is that what you're talking about? Well, there you go. No more time wasted. Worth watching. So there we go. That's appropriately positioned on the sheet. It's titled correctly. This is an old Pro plan it was using because it had a suffix E1, which I've now gotten rid of. So I've changed the naming conventions. And since the last plan update that I pushed out, I've now changed the kitchen elevation names as well. So that's a thing. That's a thing that's happening. So aside from the sheet label system, I think I have this pretty much well done. And I'm noticing some things here. This is definitely not a plot lines view, which I want. I want a plot lines view. I'm going to do uncheck colored. I want all my preset elevations as plot lines. Don't like the live view. It's just me. Here we go. I like that clean, very clean CAD line look. And sometimes I decide to do color fill and sometimes I don't, especially if the project's like a dark blue house. Chief needs to figure out how to get us the ability to set our shading in vector separate from our color in render. Because you got a dark blue house and you want to render a dark blue house, and then you go send that to elevation and you want color on, and you should be able to make it 5 shades lighter. And unless you've got a texture source that's designated the blue color, if you're not using the texture source, you're using the material color. Now you're using the vector color to color the house. And now you can't send it with color fill because that makes no sense to have a dark blue house on an elevation sheet. So suggestion, put that in suggestions. So now I have all 4 views. They're going to update automatically. They take a while to update. I've thought about not including them, but I think I'm going to keep them included because they are in the same ground plane space on the sheet across all pages. Right. And then I'm getting heavy flack about my existing plan workflow versus the new construction types. So I've kind of catered to that a little bit more. It's still easy to do remodel and as-built with this. And it's easy to just delete this page. And then that gets rid of your as-built. Big whoop. Big deal. And then I have this schedule page. And the point of this, I kind of want to save. Let's save this out and open it back up again. I don't know why this thing has a border. Layout box labels, layout box borders off. There we go. And if you didn't know that, it's really quick and easy to change specific layers to turn a label off. And actually, it should be that this line style is layout box borders off, but also no label, because the label is going to come from the window schedule itself. Okay. So I'm going to close this out and save it. Wait, what was that? What is this? Is this what I was using? Oh, I was using something funny. Huh. Is this what we were just working from? It is. Funny. Came up with its own name. I need to replace this. Templates. Okay. So now I want to do new layout, and that'll use that layout. And I want to associate. I'm going to do a new plan. And let's name this plan. Test. We'll just kick it into send and delete test. All right, so now I've got test. Now I'm going to associate that with reference plan files. This guy, browse, go to send and delete test is top of the screen. There we go. So I should be able to draw this guy out. And let's just draw some things real quick. Yeah. Delete save camera. Oh, what? Okay. And let's go mess around with this. I need to fix that this opened up in floor plan. It should have opened up in a working layer set. All right, so there's my funny shaped house. And it's got some windows, and some of those windows are different than others. And some of them are awning, and then some of them have doors, and some of them have sliding doors and or pocket doors and sliding doors. Sure. And so then immediately you'd be in here and you would use what? Move this around. Oops. That just center contents. No, I want the little zoom guy. This guy. Move that around to where I want it. And that's going to be the same place on the sheet every time. And then this is just a second floor. So you can just delete this page if you didn't have a second floor. And then this is where I'm expecting us to use this feature where it's pan scale layout box and then mouse wheel down until this fits. Because I don't think it particularly matters what scale it is, as long as we have kind of a reference to the number. And then this is the window order overview. So depending on what scale you're at here, and in this case, it's an 1/8 inch scale, this is when you would change the scale of the text on the windows. Is you'd come in here, double click on this, and specifically get into this object properties, Windows labels, and change this to a 1/8 inch text style. Same thing with your doors. So that now that's actually legible on the big sheet. And then this may need to get just tweaked just a little bit to include everything there. And that's our list. And I made a bunch of changes in the Pro Plan now in regards to header, rough opening, bottom elevation, head height. And I think that some of this changed for the worst. Look at this. This needs to be truncated. So some things I should fix. Okay, so I like that. We already made a couple of improvements to layout. Not a ton, though. I think this is almost ready for prime time. And then the next thing is this needs to be scaled to all the different views. So like site plan's not going to fit on this page, not for a house this size, no way, which means that you got to reorder some stuff, change some stuff around, or change the scale, or change where the map is, or change where this image is. So this might not be the template that you use, which is why I got 3 other templates. Best way to find improvements is just to work. So I feel like I'll probably go back to messing with that library system. Anybody that has my system, I'm assuming that they know that I'm expecting you to lay out this in the correct space on your sheet so that you get it to where you want it. And then copy stuff like your electrical plan. You relink it to the electrical plan. Why did that look like I moved? Swear that moved. It did move. Oh, different plan, maybe. No, that's the same plan. Oh, aha. There's that button we were talking about earlier. You got to remember to recheck that. Man, keep layout box contents positions when relinking. Ah, there we go. I was like, what? Oh, man. That's funny. I want to rebuild my panel schedule system. It's built off of polylines and custom fields, but really trying to limit everything that's custom, limit the number of macros being utilized. Speaking of P1, P0, P1, P0, what keeps us from reference layer 2? What's keeping us? Nothing. Nothing is keeping us from adding all of these P1s, P0s, all this to one macro. Is anything keeping us from doing that? Yeah, something is. Because it would change it every time. Yeah. No, so they have to be separate. See, this needs an identifier. It needs a page identifier. If somehow the page reported itself as something unique, how can we do that? I can write the macro so that it's looking at because it's contained in a owner object. So we can write the macro, and what is this evaluated as? Let's see. Owner object. So the owner object could be on its own layer, which is the page number layer. So then we could get away with one macro for all pages. And so then you could just add page numbers to it infinitely. And then you'd have to add a layer for every new page you wanted to integrate this system in. And all that's doing is improving the number of macros in the macro management console, which, do we care? Maybe not. Maybe we don't care. I don't have any place that I've put the new cabinet schedule, but that's going to be with the kitchen elevations. And I could pre-send the kitchen elevations, but I tend to like to compose that myself. Kitchens are different sizes, elevations are different sizes. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And I guess we can update the as-built plan to something that looks more like the newer versions of the plan. It doesn't matter though. I should just put a note here somewhere that this is linked to as-built, this whole page. Just a big watermark across there so people just delete it. So all of the reporting comes from internal macros that are not accessible. Here's what, so like if you go into a text, if we just drop a text box in here, let's just turn off my drawing sheet. Drop in a text box and you say, and you use the drop down menu here, global macros, and we've got layout info, and you've got page, percentage sign, page, percentage sign. That's reporting page. But you can't call that from somewhere else. What you can do, and this gets beyond my ability to test or my knowledge base, you can kind of say that this global macro named page is going to be equal to itself defining itself, quote unquote, and then that. And so now, and we have to stay on this page. And if we go look up global macro values, we see that the global macro from page is here, but it's not reporting 3. It's just reporting nil. And it's not until something happens, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, that it will report 3. But it will report 3, and then you flip the page, and then it reports some other page. And then, so it's like this big moving target that never is really helpful. And I don't know how to utilize it. And officially, those internal macros are not supported. Like you can't mess with them in, I don't think you can mess with them in Ruby Council, not that I would know how to. So what are the unique identifiers for this page? Well, we have objects that are on the page that have layers and they have other attributes. We know we can put text. We know we can put notes. Or wait, no, we can't put notes. We can put notes. We can't put a call out. So this is a note. No, we can put, I got it flipped. We can put a call out. So what does a call out have information wise? It reports its character height, strong group, floor number. I don't know why it reports its floor number. That's funny. Font name, the layer that it's on, which is maybe something you can utilize. That's interesting. Line weight. It reports line weight. So what if you drove pages based on line weight? Line weight 3 is page 3. Line weight 4 is page 4. What does that get you for that particular object? That line weight. Ho! Let's go. Let's run with that. Let's see, what can we do here? Okay, so got to think this out. This gets complicated. This gets really complicated. Okay. So here's our object. It's a call out. And it's reporting this P1, and we want to determine which macro it's using, P1 to P100, based on the line weight of the owner object. Okay. I like it. Because that's something that a group of people can learn quickly. All right, let's start with something here. Okay, we're going to start with these instructions. The basis for a new chat, we're going to use ChatGPT 4 and start with instructions. Yep, you got it. Perfect. Good job. Yeah. Are you finished? She's a little slow right now. She's a little slow. All right. So, how do we do this? Yeah, got it. Okay, we're going to talk this out. I like talking it. Let's create a macro where we are assigning global values, which are indicated by the prefix $, to macros numbered P1 through 100. We want to assign that global macro according to the integer value extracted from the existing macro that is reporting its value from a macro named line weight. Let's do some edit. Line weight. And we got to double check this. Line weight. Line weight. Line weight. Yes. Let's just see what it starts with. Okay. It didn't really need to set that parameter, but that's okay. Instance variable set, stop value, end. And then value because line weight, value explains instant variable set, stop value. Remember that we want to assign the global variable to the associated line weight. I'm missing a step here, but we got to work through this just to get to the next step, to the next problem. There's a next problem. I haven't figured out what it is yet, though. I know it's there, though. It might stop us. And then we assign the global variable to the associated line weight such that the variable is in is something like, oh man, use your words, buddy. P1 or P3. Okay. So that now that it's created that, now it's generating P whatever based on the variable. And now P whatever needs to now be applied to the macro that already exists, which is perfect. Now assign that variable such that P in is the number and then equals blah, 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 blah. We don't need to see if it's 1 to 100. We might just delete that. The value of P reference to G sub, slip map, and okay. Okay. Oh man, is this obvious? And it's been sitting in front of my face for freaking ever, man. For freaking ever. So delete all this. I don't know what to call this. What do we even call this? Enumerating page label. It's gonna automatically underscore for me, and then evaluate and okay. So let's do the test. So that's showing people. So what is this showing? This is showing wrong. We need grabs enumerating, blah, blah, blah. And it should automatically be seeing that it's whatever line weight this is. So we need to set the line weight to 1. Okay. And that didn't work. And that didn't work. But it is working. Kitchen plan. It's showing kitchen plan. It is updating. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? It's updating. Why? P value reference layer. We want to before assigning P value to reference layer, make a statement of what the P value is. Ain't that? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't help. I almost want to reference this in a separate macro. Let's do this. Let's see what this reports. Percentage times P value equals value. And then put 12. Or no, what was this? It was 12, but it's not 12 anymore. It It shouldn't be 12 anymore. It's okay, so it shows as 1. That's correct. So if you put p-value equals value. What's it doing here? Value equals line weight to I. If value is blah, blah, blah. P-value equals value. I kind of just want it to be put p-value. Which would be, okay, hold on. Instead, let's report a text string shows p, let's see, n, where n is value. Surprised if anybody's still watching this. We're just messing around. 8 people are watching this. What are you guys doing? Okay. Text string that shows the name of the dynamic. Okay. Pop. Pop. And no, down case. Down case. Okay. So that gives me a text. So let's just use this real quick. So now we need a second. I'm going to change this name because this is crazy. And wait. A reporter. Rain weight reporter. Okay. And now a new macro that looks for value from line weight reporter, which should be reporting a string, and then sets it to equal. Remove the definition. It is assumed to be a string. Line weight reporter. Let's see. Report the value from line weight. Report. I guess that does that work? Let's see. I don't know if this works. I feel like it needs to be a print string first. Numerator. it has a value. So now we need, this becomes the reporter, and this becomes page enumerator. So that's floor, but it's still not changing the sheet title. Are we on page 1? Yeah, we are. So what do we have here? Oh, line weight's still 12. Come on, guys. Wait, what? Line weight is not 12, and that, what? Layer line weight's 12. Line weight's 12. It's not 12. Line weight is default true. What? Why is layer line weight not changing? What am I missing here? But this shows P1, like it sees that it's line weight 1. This is interesting. There's a layout page number in the callout. How is that not reporting anywhere? Huh. Okay, page enumerator, kitchen, it sees this correctly. What's the error here? Oh, that's my box O. Page enumerator. That shows correctly. That shows correctly. Let's test this. 3. That shows correctly. Let's look at global macro values. Page 3 is not getting overwritten. We got some new comments. I missed what the good part was. I wouldn't call it a masterclass. I barely know what I'm doing with this stuff. And then Alex, dude, how are you doing, man? You've been MIA. To me, anyways. I don't know. Maybe you haven't been MIA. Hope you're all settled and having a good time. We went through divorces, not all that. Oops, I just threw that out to the general public. Sorry, Alex. I hope you didn't mind. But we went through it at about the same time, similar times. Yeah, I know. And a lot of people do. And I'm really trying to work on it, as you can see. And it'd be beneficial to me too. Page layout number is what I'm trying to find. Yeah, no, it's see if, well, we saw that call out had a page layout number associated with it. So that should be a reported value somewhere, you would think. How could we get to it? Callouts can be linked to things. So what would that give us? Let's see if we just link a call. Can you link a call out to a call out? Can you link a call out to a call out? And I don't know what this call out's called. Link view. You can't link a call out to a call out. You can link a call out to a view. So you can't link a call out to a page. Yes, you can. You can link a call out to a page. So if you link this call out to the page that it's on, what does that info give you? Okay, we got some more stuff here. What do we have? That line weight's reporting correctly. Finally. Linked view layout page label. There's a redundant linked view layout page number. Linked view layout page number. So how do we utilize that? It's kind of the same problem. Still wondering why. So if I type in, if I just type in %, P3, %, what does it give me? It tells me it's linked to site plan, and it should be driven from this. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay, need to get rid of all these. Because these all are what? Defining something. No, they shouldn't be though. Because we deleted all their reference macros. This shouldn't be doing anything, right? G1, P3, site plan, change this, kitchen plan. That should be P3. Where else would be P3? Are you kidding me, dude? You got remarried already? You're making me feel like a slacker. Oh, okay. Cool, dude. And congrats on the baby. I am jealous. That's cool. Oh, man. Very nice. Yeah, congrats. Oh, gotta get up for a second. Dude, check this out. This is the new, this version. Go win the design contest because they give you this new shirt. It's actually kind of nice. It's the new version. I got last year's version. No, I got the year before that version. I like this one. Okay. Why isn't this driving? It shows that we've got this. For some reason, it's showing. All right, so let's put in I guess a rescue. Let's put in a rescue. Ba, 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 ba. If line weight report is ba, 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 So, is there any problem with having this define itself on the fly and writing it out? No. So, um, hmm. I think it actually needs to be the case where that dollar sign P3 is actually written out. It can't just be the value from line weight reporter equals reference layer to G sub, even though line weight reporter is a string. Um, I feel like at some point it actually has to type out that enumeration, has to actually type out percentage sign P3. The whole problem exists where the only way we can pull info from a macro is with a global here because we can't use freaking text. What if we didn't use this? What does that get us? Then that doesn't work with the page index, and we want the page index to work. We'd have to make our own page index. If we had callout schedules, this wouldn't be a problem. Don't want to make our own page index. I mean, we could do this all from plan. I just know that people don't like that from past experience. For those of you that didn't know and didn't track like 5, 6, 7 years ago, is I used to be able to do my entire print set from plan without using a layout. It was for a particular client that I could do it for a particular drawing style, and I made my own page index from the note schedules and blah blah blah. So I guess it wasn't 5 years ago. Whenever note schedules came out, X11, I think, 4 years ago. How do we get a global to report without typing the global out? We have to type the global out. Okay, so let's put in a condition. Let's edit this. Looks like value from line weight reporter and set a statement at line weight reporter equals its reported value, such that if the value from line weight reporter is P3, then the line item statement should be line weight equals P3. And then assign P3 to equal. See if we can get that to work. Does that work? We'll test it. What does this get you? That's still an internal macro that we can't parse through our own written macros. You're going to bed. All right. Night, night. Hi, wifey. Yeah, this, Justin, this is still an internal macro. All right. So what do we get here? Oh, I didn't save and submit. I just hit enter. Finding a little condition that popped in at the end. We'll try it. Oh. Data type symbol. What happened here? What happened? What happened here? Okay, language report accept value from language report value. Value matches the format where it is an integer if value equals same language report equals p in n. And then, okay, that's weird. Expanded line weight. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Let's see. From a nil class. Okay. That doesn't work. This is kicking my butt. This is where my knowledge ends. This is where I don't know why I can't get a global statement out of this bad boy. Should be able to say A equals this in. Copy this. Should be able to do this in line. Okay. I should be able to say I want to define a local macro. I want to define a local macro with a global. Test equals test test equals test equals line weight T That doesn't work at all. Man, I just lack the experience for this. Might need to go hire someone. So challenging. Define combined macro. Same difference. Same difference. It's not going to do anything different. Don't know. I think she should end the stream so I can struggle offside of this stream. No closer to making this a dynamic system. Order object. There. Page enumerator. Page enumerator. Don't need detail label. Don't need check. Don't need test. Don't need like or page enumerator. Page enumerator. Copy. Go to page 14. 15 even. And it didn't matter what page we were on. I don't know why I did that. Why is there, let's call this 16 minus 16. Why is that a violation? Because it's not linked to anything. Propose first story floor plan. Okay, what does that do? Nothing. X15. Test. Oh, well, there's nothing because it's nothing. But what did we make this? We made this 16. So P16. Try something that can't possibly have a value already. And there is no value there. Even though the line weight is 16. But the line weight is reporting 12 there, 12 there, 12 there. It's all reporting 12. Okay. Let's link this to the page. Um, 15. Let's link it to page 15. Let's make this page 15. Everything's page 15. And use the macro so that value equals referenced layout, referenced layout page number. Oof, I don't know what it was. What was it called? Did we link it? I thought we linked it. There, lifestyle. Link. We did link it. Linked it to page 15, which before gave us this gave us a reference. Before this gave us a reference. What? This gives linked view layout page number. Linked view layout page number. What's it linked to? It's linked to this layout on that page. So why didn't the same thing happen here? Test layout linked to page 15. Linked to page 15. Sure. Okay. Why don't I have the same parameters? That's really strange. Okay, hold on. Now, let's copy this. Paste it. Do you have properties expanded? Yeah, weird. What's the difference? Well, because it has a leader line? It's bizarre. Whatever. Okay. Object properties expanded. Page enumerator. And weird. As soon as you link it to something, its linked status disappears. Weird. Linked view layout page number. Let's just go owner layer to make this work. Sure. Does this report? Does not. So we can't get a macro to set a global. That doesn't, I feel like we can. Why not? Can't get a macro to set a global value that we didn't type out. It can't be value within a value. It can't suddenly enumerate based on something else. Somewhere, somehow, P15 has to be typed out in order to give it value. That seems so backwards. I'm going to ask the macro gods about that one. So close. I just feel like it's just getting so close and just not quite there. You know what I could do? Not sure. You got to authorize StreamYard to be able to see your name. Otherwise, we just see a blank person. But yeah, I've been in Chief the whole time today. No other software this time. Sometimes we're in Twinmotion and some other stuff. The only other thing we've been messing around with is ChatGPT. Okay, so the only other thing I could do is I could give you a page one where it was just a listing of all possible page numbers and then a listing of all possible page titles, and you just link across and put that on one page. But I feel like you'd need previews of your pages, which I guess you could probably get from the project browser. Do we get previews of pages in the project browser? Yeah, we do. So you could label it from a system here just by browsing here and linking across, which I don't like that as much, but you could do that, and that would be straightforward. If you tried to insert a page, you still have the same problem where you have to put in the page titles, and they have to be unique names. That's why we were trying to automatically enumerate based on the actual page number. Be cool if we could tell Chief that its page number is its page number plus something, um, or its page number is something entirely different. Can't do it. I love this system for the many, many times where I just need to do a quick little single page thing, and it's easy for me to just pop, drop in the correct label and go. And it could be 4 or 5 pages and still do that very quickly that way. It's just not great for when you're needing to insert pages. It's just flat out, it's not good. No way around that without some kind of enumeration system or without schedules in layout or without call out schedules. We could send a page index from plan, but what would be the problem with that? Anything? It will never automatically populate, right? Or could it? No. I got a couple little things done today. Barely anything though. I like the start of my library system though. I'm happy with that. Someone's texting me. Probably someone watching texting me and saying, "Cheer up." Yeah, some of these days are tough. uh, doors, exterior. Yeah, I like this system. Kill exterior, cabinet doors. Yeah, cool. Shelves that are cabinets. Yeah. Maybe I'll make a tag that's just swappable. Oh, you can delete tags right from here. Meh, 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 meh. Yeah, I want to get rid of all this stuff. I want to redo my system. Cool. Um, no, this is designed. This is. I'm kind of curious who this is for some context. This is. You can design your own layout templates. Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, it's Rocio. Hi, Rocio. Um, yeah, you can design your own templates. So I sell my plan templates and my um, plan templates, and I sell my layout templates, and they're expensive. They're the most expensive templates on the market, but they got a lot of features into them. So I think they are the correct value. Because I have a lot of automation built into them is a big part of it. Let's see. Kitchen Quick Tools. Yeah, we're just going to redo this whole system. Why not? So I need the tag that's hardware. That's going to be an obvious one. What if you could select multiple tags? That'd be slick. Can you select? No, you can't. So we're going to assume with the tag system that eventually you're going to type out a text search, I think is the thought. Get rid of shelf painters because now it's just shelves and shelf painters. Let's check out closet painters, and we're going to retag closet painters to what? We made it already. It was going to be just painters. Painters, apply. Okay. And then closet should probably be, yeah, closet's got to be a tag for that system. Shelf items. This still wants to fit underneath the shelves parameter, I would think. But maybe not. I think this doesn't need, it needs to be more generic. This just needs to be decor. So, because that makes more sense. Because then you can stack on decor, manage tags, decor. So now you should be able to also tag this as shelves. So the approach would be, we want decor. Okay, and then we got decor across the whole library system. And then you want shelf decor. And then it truncates down to this. All right, so that makes more sense. And then it's organized by prefix. What's spec? You can also design your layouts on Adobe Photoshop and import them to Chief to layout, right? No, or you can, but they're going to be pixel based, not vector based, right? So you're going to be that's going to be a rastered image that you're importing. So it's not scalable. Then which means you could get blurring as you blow up whatever image that you're importing from Photoshop. So I would highly recommend that you use CAD, which for your layout templates. Plus, we have a bunch of stuff like macros and stuff that are integrated into the software. So you can integrate macros into your layout template if you so choose. But yeah, I wouldn't design any layout in. It's not adjustable, you know. And we have so many quick tools for adjusting CAD in layout that makes it infinitely adjustable. So I would say learn Chief and learn CAD in Chief, and it's going to become a lot more proficient in Photoshop. And that's coming from someone that is 25 years into Photoshop and only maybe 14 years into Chief. Although I did put my own little backsplash, backwash, backwash, um, a background image in this particular layout sheet only. So that's part of that. There's a whole lot of fail. I can shut all this down. That was a lot of fail. Okay, let's give it this. This is giving us details. And so we probably just want to rename fills. Fills will probably stay, although I could just search for fills. I feel like I'd rather search for fills because fills don't have any other associations other than just being fills. So let's just make sure that there's already some search attributes for these fills. Hey, fills. Phil's a nice guy. RD Phil. Yeah, they already have search attributes. So I could probably get rid of this tag, narrow it down. A material wall. So this is what we want to avoid. We want just material and then type of material. So all my materials need some kind of type tag on them. And that would be helpful. Okay. Backdrops, do you need a tag for backdrops? You just type in backdrops. I guess it's nice to have a tag for backdrops. Bath faucets. So now you want bath and you want faucets. So we need faucets. You'd almost want just fixtures would be even better, but then you would get faucets with toilets, with sinks. And does that matter? Be nice if we had sub tags. I think you are going to want faucet separate from toilet, separate from sink. So faucets, sinks, and then I think fixtures is the next one. Okay, so then you've got bath should be a category, and kitchens is already a category. So when we click on bath faucets, these should be the tags bath and faucet. So that we get rid of this, and then we can stack our tags. And this is not in numerical order right now, is it? No, it's not. Weird. Probably need to shut Chief down and open it back up again. So we click bath, and then we click faucet. So let's get rid of bath, and surprised we can't control click or shift click or alt click or alt control click or alt shift click or alt control shift click and get rid of that. So surprising that they didn't build that in. I feel like they just didn't have time. So, do we have sinks? Well, and then we should have electrical so that we get bath vanities from bath and electrical. So that bath lights, vanities, these should instead be tags bath. Bath lights, vanities is gone, and electrical. Apply. Okay. Delete this. So now we have bath gets us bunch of things. Should get us faucets as well, right? And where's my bath sinks? There, or no, yeah, sinks, bath sinks. I want this to be bath, bath, and now they are sinks. Okay, so now when we click on bath, we get all these things, and then sinks, we just get sinks, and then electrical, we get anything that's applicable to bath electrical, which means we get rid of bath sinks. Yeah, I like this. It's limiting the number of tags we need and then stacking tags to get to narrowed results very quickly. I'm repeating it as much for myself as I am for anybody watching. So art is going to be back on decor, which we added. And then what? A room designation? Wall? I feel like wall is a good tag to have. So we might include wall. So get rid of art and add decor. Apply. Art. So now we have decor, and then can we type in not? Whenever we can do not type cabinet door. I wonder if that's possible. Just the text annotation. No, you can't. Interesting. Can't do any Boolean operators in type, but we could do an advanced search, right? Where we're selecting. They don't have a select all. Are you kidding me? No. Really? Really? Oh, that's annoying. What do we not want to include here? Because decor was picking up cabinet doors. Okay. And tags, we want to add the tag decor. Okay, search. All right, so that's my old wall decor. So I want to make sure that I am adding tags, image tags, wall. Wall. Bang. Boom, boom. And hopefully, look at all the filters that busted in. And you should have a clear all filters, right? Uh-oh, frozen. I put a bird feeder outside of my window. It's kind of cool. Every once in a while. Just had a big blue jay. Cool. Okay, now I should be able to say decor plus, which is including, yep, and wall. Bam. Okay. And room should be a tag. That makes sense. And I feel like, so I'm looking for names of things that are intuitive. So I don't want to have to put every room, like living room, dining room, entry, all this stuff. But what would make more sense is common, because you could use common for other things besides room designations, right? Common details, maybe. Huh. And then I got to think about a color association for some of this stuff. So we had style palette in here, but we ended up calling style palette stuff painters anyways. So painters are the same as style palettes. But not necessarily true. Style palettes was picking up a lot more than the painters. And that's true, because style palettes could be a number of different things. Click on, what'd you say? Click on filter, then not filter. Okay, so click on filter, and then not filtered. Click on filter, then not filtered to delete all filters. Click on filter results, filter, click on filter. I'm doing what I think I'm doing what you're doing. I don't see anything that says not filtered. What's the new vacuum function do? It scares me. I don't want to touch it. Click on filtered, then not filtered. I don't see it. The funnel plus, oh. Click on not filtered. Ah, nice tip. I like it. That's new to me. Yeah, cool. Put appliances under large appliances, but it should just be appliances, because then it's going to be kitchen appliances versus other appliances that we don't have that many other appliances. So probably rename this to just appliances. That's intuitive. And do I still care that it's, if I've got appliances and I type in range, I'm going to get just my ranges. That's fine. I like that. That's totally fine. If I type in fridge, okay. So I'm down for that. I'm down for that. And then, so exterior, interior doors, plans. So what else do we have? By the way, you guys that are watching this that bought the full system, did you mess around with any of this stuff in the beta folder? Did you see that stuff? It's kind of, some of it's kind of fun. This was the system I was building. Oh, it's not complete though, but there's an example of it somewhere. And then the sofa builder system, where you can build any sofa imaginable. No, you can build a lot of sofas from this system. It's kind of crazy. This is all built from cabinets. The post system. So what did I do? I've got, that's a cabinet. We added cabinets, right? Yeah, we did add cabinets. So cabinet as a filter, this gives us anything that's built from a cabinet. And one of these should be a post setup. One of them should also be a ladder that I built from a cabinet. Here is parts of it. Let's see. I wonder where I have that. Boost? Nothing. Anything. Wonder where I put that. Let's see. Maybe it's in to sort. I got weird stuff in this. Base cabinet. Base cabinet. To sort. Uncheck subfolders. Hey, there's Kevin Transu. Oh, I fixed my suspension chair. There's this, okay, so there's the slatted molding that's part of the system. Probably call it a pergola or a trellis. Trellis? Perg? There it is. Look at that. Where is this? It's in beta. Oh, it is. Okay. So Rab's post system, it should be in Rab's post system. There we go. Dynamic pergola. Did you guys look at this? It's kind of funny. Ken, I know you know about this because I was building it during the training sessions in wherever the heck we were, North Carolina. This is that dynamic post system that I was building from cabinets. That's, let's see, this is an architectural block, and that's a cabinet. Not the craziest cabinet I've ever built, but I do like it. And what's the deal with this? This is all swappable. That's what's cool about it. You can swap the bucket. And the top piece is the countertop. I love that too. So the front overhang 72, what if it's cantilevered 4 feet? Yeah. That's freaking sweet. Oh man. I should finish this whole system out. I bet a lot of people would geek out on this. Especially people that want to render all the buckets and all that stuff and create details from it. You should be able to pull a vector, right? You should be able to do this. Yeah, and the buckets show up. Like, that's awesome. Back clip it. Or could use the, let's open this one up. Could use the depth queue. Do you guys know this trick about the depth queue, by the way? Oh, let's see. Window, fill window, building only. Oh, that didn't fill window building only at all. A depth queue. So uncheck keep start and end in sync and just do some whatever amount, doesn't matter. And then if you get back to your floor plan view and click on this, you actually have a depth queue start and a depth queue finish. Isn't that cool? So that you can start your depth queue by dragging this to the front of that pergola. Just in front of it, something like that. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I should expand it. I mean, this is the only problem with it. It's because with the vector, you're going to see this overlap. You should have it in your... No, you have it. It's in beta. It's in the beta folder. If you update it at all, I'll check for the update. Oh, maybe you didn't update in a while. I think you just updated. So if you did, it's in under shop. It's in beta stuff. Is where it should be. I say shop like a Midwesterner. That's my Midwest family coming through. So basically, I just need to build more buckets for this. More hardware, I think. I think you can even like set the flange height and stuff. Okay, so if we choose this, let's kick the sun around so we can see. Okay. So if we choose this, front, sides, back. Front, sides, back. What are we looking at here? This is the front. So that means that what is this? 4-inch height. What if we set this to 6-inch? There's a blank area. Okay, it's highlighting things for me. Blank area, blank area, blank area. Okay, so this sets this whole height, this layout here, because then it's got separation, which means nothing, and then another blank area. That's unlocked. So because it's unlocked, you can set this to be like 8, and you're going to get a taller flange. That's so cool. That's funny. I like it. So that's taller flange, and then let's look at the upper bucket. Should just be here. Exactly. Same thing. If you set this to 5, smaller flange. And then how does the top bucket's got to be applied from a side? How did I do that? Huh. If we change this to a drawer. Okay, so that's not affecting the bucket. Funny. So that's definitely the bucket's coming from door panel, door left, door right. That time the bucket's coming from it. So hold on, let's undo. Or did I hit cancel? Oops, I already hit cancel. Move the sun again. Okay. Where is the bucket coming from? Let's see the back face. Back face is a custom face. Okay. Simpson back bracket and bucket. So it's coming from the back face. The front face is a Simpson bracket leg. And then the back face is the bucket. And can we change the size of the bucket? I'd be surprised. Oh, it's the bracket and the bucket. So you can't change the size of the bucket. Only the bracket, or one or the other only. Which is fine. And then you can change the size of the post. So this is a Maybe change the size of the post. Now the bucket is ruined. So yeah, I gotta fix some things for resizing. Doesn't that still look like a 6x6 and not a 3.5 by 3.5? Kind of does. It's almost like it needs to be, what's the box construction? It's framed. Oh, see, it shouldn't be an overlay. It should be inset. That would make more sense. And then I need those brackets to be offset 3/4 of an inch in order to work correctly. Yeah, got some work to do on this system. That'd be cool when it's finished, though. Maybe I'll mess around with it in holidays, December. Funny. All right, time for me to go goof around. Got a whole lot of nothing done. Actually, no, I started that library system. We also found out that we can get some additional values from linking a call out in a layout. Dropping a call out in, linking it to something in layout, and that gets us some reported values. And what can we use that for? I'm going to dream about that. I'm going to look at that again real quick. And then I'm hoping, because I have the system started in library, that as I work tomorrow, I'll keep improving it, the tag system. So back to layout. And so let's say we have a call out. And this is blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And we want to link it to this page. Could also link it to CAD details. How does linking it to a CAD detail help? Wait a minute. What does this change? What does this change? Hold on. Wait a minute. CAD details. New CAD detail. Existing floor plan. It's like this. I think this is going to get us nothing again. Now, let's link this to existing floor plan. Oops, don't double click. Now we got E open. Call out, blah, E. Or wait, can we do this? Can we do E1? P1 equals what? We need what this is. So we need, there it is. Layer, no, that's layered text style. I want linked view name. Linked view name. Linked view name. Hold on. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's so frickin' obvious. It was so obvious. So damn simple the whole time through. I'm annoyed at how obvious that is. Page 1, existing floor plan. Existing floor plan. Relink to foundation plan. Foundation plan, foundation plan, foundation plan. So obvious. So the only thing that the end user needs to do when they're inserting a page is just do it real quick. Let's just copy this. Let's go to a blank page. Blank, blank, blankety blank. Here's a blank page. I'm going to provide the last page is going to be the page that I provide. And we're on page 15. So this is P15. P15. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to pages, page 15, the last page, duplicate the page, open it up. Now it's open. Change this to P16 and then link it to whatever page title I want it to be called. And the last thing about this, well, we duplicated page 15, but the problem with page 15 was it didn't already have its title. Because if it did, we wouldn't need to do anything except for edit the label to be, well, we still need to add labels. But this is only if you're building out a more robust template. If you're just adding a page on the fly, I still say just come in here and say a pound and whatever the heck your page title is, new page we added. It's still faster than using my system. But if you want to build a system with way more diverse pages, then instead of doing that, you would just say whatever page number this is, page 16. Page P16. Title P16. Page. Oh, we're missing the thing. Page 16. Change. Yeah, it's way easier. What was this regards to? I think it's going to be in Rab's saved plan view label text macro. What is? You have to tell me what that was about. Give me a complete thought here. I'm not tracking. So the great thing about this system is I can provide 30 pages and you can just reorder the pages, and it doesn't matter what the numbers are. If you don't need to pay attention to what the macro designation is, the numbers there. Doesn't matter, because you can move this in front of the previous page. No problem. Exchange with previous page. So it's way easier for me to build out a system where it's just a duplicate of this page over and over and over again. I'm just changing a number here and a number in the page label info. So I can give like 30 pages, and then you just take one of those pages and kick it over and relink it to whatever you want. I think that's a better system. I think it's not quite as slick as just dragging the leader line over, which I did like, but it doesn't seem like that system is holding up very well. But it is easy to just come in here and do that. It's not graphical. You still have to open up a dialog box, but that's still pretty quick. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. I did get something done today. Good. It's going to be a little faster tomorrow. A little bit. Yeah, agreed. I really wanted the leader line system to work because I like that system. Works with my brain really well, but I think this is better for the group as a whole. Until we get call out schedules, which, man, I am going to just hammer that home in this. If I get nothing else for X16, if you guys didn't see this, by the way, I'm going to post this. I would encourage you to jump on board with this suggestion I made. I'm going to post a link to it right now. Post a link in the comments. In the comments. So the suggestion is that we combine notes and callouts into one tool. Not only notes and callouts, pretty much everything that is like a text-based system that reports the schedule. Notes, callouts, markers, construction lines. Like, why not? I see no reason that one tool can't do all of that based on what parameters you set, right? The benefit of callouts is that we can link them to things so that double click and go to that linked thing, or when you send it to layout, you can automatically parse what page that's being sent to, or you can, you link it to a CAD detail and you double click and it navigates to that CAD detail, or you get information from the thing that you're linking to, right? So already callouts pretty powerful for those reasons. Notes have a note schedule. Why don't we have a callout schedule? Still don't understand it, and I don't get it. So there's no reason why a note can't also be a callout. So should just be one tool. You should be able to use a call out for, keynotes. You should be able to use a call out for call outs. You should be able to use a call out just to parse information from anything. You should be able to use a call out to generate a schedule based on anything that you want to link to. You should be able to make a schedule based on call outs linking to whatever view you want to link to in another plan, so that if you've got a whole warehouse system built with your plan files and templates and stuff, that you can use that call out to create a schedule of all of your warehouse plans. What if we had a schedule of all available plans that you have that have applicable details to your project? So there's the next part. And then construction lines should just be callouts. So we should be able to actually order the construction lines based on a schedule. Wouldn't that be great? Instead of coming up with some stupid workaround for ordering our construction lines. We should be able to just do it from dragging and dropping in the schedule like we can already do in notes. Same thing with detail callouts. Should be able to order that just by using the schedule. And then there's no reason that it can't be a marker. There's no reason that it can't be some datum or something like that. There's no reason that we can't use it on our plot plans to designate things for and get information for. So, uh, once they do that, that's going to solve so many of my issues. And I'm going to have a bunch of systems for you guys that you're going to love because that's the only thing holding me up is I want schedules for callouts. It's basically what I need. And then you can create and we want that tool to work in layout because then you can create your own page index based on whatever you want to do, based on any macro, right? Then we can create our own page index that works. We can create a graphical front end that works. So, anyways, I went off on a little tangent there. Click on that link and go add your 2 cents, and maybe it's something we can bank on them seeing. They tend to say that they like the strength in numbers approach. Who knows? And I met the guy that built all that stuff. And when I was talking to him, he was like, "Huh, I never thought you would want that." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, if you only knew, if you only knew how many things I could build with that tool." Or better yet, why don't you just make it so that anything can be a call out? Anything, a cabinet can be a call out. Why not? Why not? There's no reason. Because then we've got the most dynamic tool in the business. If we just make one tool that can do everything every other tool can do, I'd be down for that. Logistical nightmare for them, but All right, I'm done. I feel accomplished. I feel like I got something crucial done. Everybody watching this, thank you for joining. I know this was a mess of a show. To get SF. What's SF? It's crazy what we have to do so much just to get SF. Houses, SF. What's the SF part? It's crazy how much we have to do to get SF. Square footage. You don't like the polyline system? What would you rather have? I guess the biggest problem is no one uses the model in a linear form, right? You have to create a perfect model to get a perfect square footage. And for the most part, not many people do that. Right? That would take a long time to do that. So that's why I like the polyline system. And you have Boolean math, you have simple math you could do in your areas. So that's another part of it. That's why when they introduced the polyline schedules, that was a big deal, because we finally had a way to do area analysis that wasn't all crazy. And some simple macros can subtract. So I'm like, if you guys need, someone just came back to me and said they wanted, all their deck areas integrated into their square footage reports. I need to see someone's example report of what they actually have to give for their jurisdiction so that I can improve that system. I built the system just so it was obvious to adopt, but doesn't necessarily mean that people know how to adopt it. So You can add some things to it, and use the same approach. You would just have to know that, the FAR calculation, FAR floor area ratio calculation, and the lot coverage percentage are being handled in a macro that are either in the polyline itself or in text macro management. Actually, not sure. Versus, I know that Joe has a system for, um, all his analysis, but it's so much to maintain and it's so easy to break. And Chief breaks it with new versions because he's implementing all these really advanced Ruby scripting things. Seem to have trouble getting through it in to let him know that he might be doing advanced Ruby, but Chief is not providing things to make advanced Ruby work all the time, so that a new thing is introduced and then it breaks his whole system. And it's like, just scale your stuff down to the simplest form to get what you want out of it, and that will be the best solution for Chief. So these coverage analysis deals, let's see, lot size is coming from lot sizes area. That's fine. So that coverage percentages must be handled in here somewhere, I would think. Or it's handling it in the object information panel. Lot size, cabinet info, change. Oh, there it is. There's the formula too. There's the FAR formula. So it's saying new coverage. It's weird. Econ and why am I calling it con? Ncon. Econ and condition space. New condition space versus existing or plus condition existing condition space divided by lot size, and then round it to two decimal places. It's a really simple macro. So you can build out that, and then FAR is just being reported to schedule. And then you can build out that same analysis for decks very simply. And you would just add a new field, deck coverage, and it would just be, whatever you want, a total of deck coverages, and you can add a couple polylines that are reporting deck coverages. That's that kind of stuff. You bought my system, did you? You didn't buy my Pro plan? I thought you had my Pro plan, Ken. But yeah, this whole analysis is coming from that. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you had the full library and not the plan. I thought you did. I'm pretty sure you did. It's here. Just you can go reverse engineer it. Yeah, because here's percentage of coverage. Is existing coverage plus new coverage divided by lot size times 100, round to 2, and then put a percentage round to 2, and that's it. Yeah. But yeah, you can make these work for anything that you want, really. So decks and etc. and second floors and all that stuff. It's pretty simple to make this work for a second floor too. You would just go up a floor, take the polyline, cut it, bring it down, and then add it to the existing coverage and merge the two. So that part's easy peasy. And I used to do I said this at the beginning, I used to do a panel schedule based on polylines and outlets and based on what room they're in. Yeah, someone was saying that they need, like, I know some jurisdictions ask for like the impervious area, and then they ask for decks and square footages and stuff like that. We can do that. And I mean, you've got reported values from rooms and square footage from rooms, and you can tally the rooms, and you can have a room schedule that gives you overall Square footage of conditioned space versus unconditioned. What happens? What happens when we do tool schedules? Room finish schedule, maybe? So there you go. You have area. And you need to only include things that are conditioned space, right? So that if this is a garage here, what other reported values do we have? We've got, what is that? What's XL? Tell me. Do you know what it's about? Is it a model? Oh, it is a model. Is it a model or is it a version? Is it a whole new Python deal or is it a model? And does it work on AMD? It's my main issue. I do not want to deal with my NVIDIA machine. So well set up on my AMD machine. I'll have to ask the AMD rep and see what's up. What up with it? No, I meant AMD, not and. AMD. Um, huh, I don't know. We'll have to look it up. I have to check it out. No, I'm checked out for tonight. I'm so sick of being in front of a computer. I'm surprised we made it this long. So I'm showing totals and then say that this room is not included because it's not conditioned. So we would just say it's not included in schedule. And then you have area, interior area. So, I mean, that gives you square footage. And then you could do a custom schedule that just includes your decks. So hold on. How come people don't use a room schedule finish? There must be something wrong with it that more people don't use it, right? So there's a deck. And include in schedule as custom, uncheck room, and new custom category deck. Okay. And pop this down, and this is now just decks. So that gives me the area for the deck. So pulling this full circle, let's just bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. And what's the other area we have? We have two areas. Area actual, area blah, blah, blah. Area actual reports nothing. Interesting. I think that's because it's a deck. Area standard, area interior, area standard. Interesting. We don't have area actual here anyways. So, okay. Are those two different? They are different. So one's to the exterior of the wall, one's to the interior of the wall. So this is going to be area action, area standard, area standard. So now we relabel this decks. Condition space. Condition rooms. Unconditioned rooms. And we need name. Room name. We already had room name. Oops. We just didn't have anything labeled. Bath, etc. Sure. Condition rooms, unconditioned rooms, blah, blah, blah. And then don't include. New custom category, conditioned, unconditioned rooms. Unconditioned rooms, uncheck room. Bam. And so now this is do include in schedule as custom unconditioned room. Garage. So what's wrong with this? I don't see anything wrong with this. And then a room can have an OIP, right? Because it's a publisher? No, it does not. Has components. That's the problem. We don't have any. We don't have any custom fields, which we should get. So what could you do without custom fields? What happens when you add a component and this component has something? Component code for an accessory, and the component code equals area times whatever, area times 2, whatever that means. Okay. And now what does that publish? Do we get a sub item? No. Let's go sorted, sorted text. Property sorted. Present SX a latent diffusion model for text to image synthesis compared to previous versions of Stable leverages a 3 times larger UNet backbone. I wonder what the UNet backbone stands for. And then the increase of model parameters is mainly due to more attention blocks and a larger cross-attention context. Use a second text encoder. Okay, so they're increasing its bandwidth. Gotcha. So, which means better results. Gotcha. Great. Just a matter of time. They'll triple it next time. Let's see. So we don't get any component-based info from this. Okay, so there's a simple solution. What can report to a schedule? Can a text box report to a schedule? I'm losing. I don't think so, right? No, it can't. But a note can, and so we could just drop a note in here that references something, and the note can report to schedule, and it would have its own custom field. And it could be room name. Does a note gather information such as a room name? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then macro object properties. What do you mean no object to examine? Does it get a room name? No, it gets room and republisher, not room name. But you could say, you could write your own macro. No, you can't, because we don't have a bunch of things. That's funny. So you could build a system that did a bunch of analysis for your whole project if you replaced room names with notes that had the room name in it. Example. Room. And put it here. Room. There we go. You can't do word wrapping. Too bad. Sorry. So sad. You could do, if you wanted to, area. And now you can use this to calc things. What the heck? Standard area? No. What is this? Should be a reference. This won't show reference though. It should though. Room schedule numbers to type and custom fields. So really? It's not going to give us room area? I doubt that. I doubt that. Let's see what we have now. What do we get? What do we get from this? I've never seen that before. Layer line color. Is that an RGB value? It's not. Weird. I wonder what that is. Shape size, X position, Y position. I forgot that they added this. This was for Joe. X position, Y position. What would you use this for? Oh, nice that we get more aspect ratios. Um, I'm really mainly interested in control net and stable diffusion. So, a larger pool of data is going to be helpful for that. Um, that's the main thing. And then the next thing for them to step up into the new age is they need to get higher resolutions and more detail. No offense. It's great for conceptualizing though, still. Um, and it's great if the conceptualization looks better than it does already. I don't think anyone's really captured how you could possibly make income based on images that are loosely representative of what you wanted. Until we get images that are exactly what we want, and then that's the moneymaker. And then the other thing is, and I mean, there's no reason we can't do this right now. And I wish someone else would do it because I don't want to. Justin, go do this right now. Go pick up Dragon Speaking. I think it comes with Phrase Express, and come up with a system so that it drives macro creation, not macro creation. It drives keyboard strokes based on um, your voice input, so that I can say add a 14-inch TGI floor system to floor number 2, and it just bang, 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 bang. It would literally do this. It would do whatever the hotkey is for floor defaults. Well, it would look for first floor, second floor first, right? Somehow, not sure how. Let's just say, assume there's a floor default here. So first floor. So it's going to drill down to first floor, double click it, open it, get into the structure, tab through all this faster than humanly possible, get to the floor structure, edit, tab through this, set it to TGI, exit, 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 done, done, done. And we got that voice activated. Absolutely no reason we can't do that right now. We can. We absolutely can. And if you built that system and it was a robust system, it'd be worth big bucks to me. If I could just say, change all walls to 2x6 walls, great. Bam. Change the roof to 6 and 12 pitch roof with a so and so rafter, and it did it. Bam. Like, that's cool. All right, so the note inside of the room reports a lot less than I thought that it would report. And what happens when you draw a leader to a wall? Does it give us some reference info? It gives us the wall details and info. Does it still give us a room name? No, interesting. And so how do you pull an area from a wall schedule? Basically, there's no way to do, you want a custom field in this schedule. You can take a note, if we undo deleting that note, if you can take a note and say that it's included in your custom schedule, right? Meh, meh, meh. And what does it actually display? Whole lot of blank because it doesn't have a room name. It's not reporting area and it's not reporting standard, but it will report a line item for you if you want. So how does that, I'm going to do this just to help myself structure this idea. Swap rows columns. Now we've got, there's deck, the room name, dot, 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 dot. So what would be useful here that would report information about the deck that we could get from a note or an object or a fixture or anything? You can report a polyline to this schedule, and that would report area, but then you're back just on making polylines area stuff, which I mean is fine. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking no matter what, the best reporting is going to come from a polylines. I could include this. There's no reason I wouldn't, there's no reason not to include this as an add option for people that want to report additional things. It's good data, I think. How are we reporting area? I mean, if this is coverage area, then that's it right there. And what is that area? That area is 246.35. That's our 246 area interior. So where's the 248 coming from? Half of this wall? 246.35. That's the external area, and they're calling it interior. And so if I go half of this wall and half of this wall, does that give me my 248? Because that's weird. That doesn't seem like it. 249. Where's the 248 coming from? That's weird. Huh. Oh, but it was seeing that as make standard area polyline. That's the framing. That includes framing. Because what's this one? 595. 595. That's this area standard. 595 versus interior area only. And this report's here now. 566 volume. Interior perimeter dimensions. Okay. I'm going to make a new suggestion to Chief Talk. It's going to be, we shouldn't have to split this up into multiple schedules. We should just be able to set check parameters like as divisions, right? It can be one schedule that includes multiple different things. And then we should have the option on which of those multiple different. So let me back up. I've got custom schedule reported. Custom schedule reporting categories. Condition rooms, unconditioned rooms, and then unknown. But I want to include all of it in the schedule. But let's say that I want condition rooms and unconditioned rooms to be the only headings. We should be able to choose which of those custom parameters are in one schedule, but it should all be in one schedule. And then those headings should have the option to tally just that heading section or tally everything together or do both. Then we can get total condition space, total unconditioned space, and total overall in one schedule. No reason why we shouldn't be able to get that. I think that should be a thing. So there's another idea for X16 if we ever get to it. All right, I'm gonna go chill out. Yep, I'm gonna go have a glass of wine, a little bit of dark chocolate, I think. I'll end with one last note. I finally got an email back from the guy that did hire me and gave me a deposit to build out a really extensive cabinet pricing system. I know I can do it. I just have never had the desire to because of how many hours there are in it. And I finally had someone come to me for that, and it's extremely expensive to build, but it's worth it to this client. And it's going to be a system that um, everything is a custom component that is saved to style palettes or objects in the library, and those are all associated with custom toolbar icons, so that every drawer actually has a physically replaced drawer that's a symbol that looks like a drawer, and when that drawer is in plan, it has a price associated with it. And so as soon as you spray with that, that drawer base, that has a price to it. As soon as you spray a certain cabinet with a certain box configuration, that adds a price to it. So basically, they can drag and drop components to build out their cabinets the way that they actually build their cabinets, and that the price is already set so that when they generate a material list, their price is actually like 95% accurate, and that they can just immediately quote just by designing the kitchen out. And then it's easy for them to flip flop new features and immediately update their pricing. It's going to take me forever to build, and it's like I said, it was really, really expensive, and I quoted pretty high, and this person's all for it. So that's going to come. I don't know when it's going to get finished. I'm hoping this year. I know they are hoping for it even sooner than that. So we'll see. I'm kind of interested to dive in. It's not something I would have done on my own because I feel like it would have been a lot of sunken time, and I don't need to price cabinets. So I wasn't going to ever utilize it. But I know cabinet vendors that do need to price cabinets. So I'm interested to see how the system ends up and what I learn along the way. So that'll be really cool. And then other than that, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for chilling out with me. So I'm out almost midnight later. Yeah, me too. I'm done. All right. Good night.